Hi, welcome to nypost.com. I'm Michael Artsis. Thanks for watching. Mark Hale is joining us from his hotel room in San Francisco. The Giants just knocked off the San Francisco 49ers 20-17 in the NFC Championship and now head to Super Bowl 46 to take on the Patriots. Mark, what do you think the Giants did right in this game?
Well, I mean, it was a few things, obviously. Eli Manning playing another strong game. He throws for 2 touchdowns, doesn't turn the ball over at all. The Giants' special teams was one of the biggest factors here tonight, Michael. I mean, obviously Lawrence Tynes with the game-winning field goal. The punter, Steve Weatherford, fixes a bad snap and makes sure that he gets the ball down for Tynes to kick. And the big thing is the 2 fumble punt returns by Kyle Williams of San Francisco. I mean, those can't be overstated enough. Those to completely change the game, especially the first one and the second one in overtime. Devin Thomas recovering both fumbles. So special teams enormous. Eli Manning enormous. And the Giant defense played well, but to me it was Eli and the special teams more than anything else.
Victor Cruz talked about the team's persistency and their ability to stay with it even when things look down at times. The 49ers and the Giants are no strangers to each other, especially in the playoffs. And these guys had an old school matchup, didn't they?
Yeah, I mean, it was much more of the 1991 classic, which was 15-13. There was kind of some familiarity to that. With tonight's game. One of the things Tom Coughlin said in his post-game press conference was, something along the lines of, this was kind of a game the way football is meant to be played, or something along those lines. And I mean, there wasn't that much offense. I think the 49ers offense is, really looked just awful tonight. And I'm sure part of that's because of the Giant defense, and maybe I don't know what the 49ers are going to do for next year, but there were times where Alex Smith looked like Tebow-esque tonight. I mean, could not find anybody and wasn't throwing the ball much. But that's the type of game it was, Michael. I mean, like you said, it was kind of that old school, go at it mentality.
Well, Alex Smith surely seemed to show his inexperience there in the playoffs, and it certainly, to me, seemed like the Giants' defense played lights out except for those 2 passes to Vernon Davis. And speaking of the Giants' 91 victory over the 49ers in the NFC Championship, which was a 15-13 matchup, I want to bring in Steve Serby because he predicted earlier in the week that this would be a similar type matchup and that Lawrence Tynes would play the role of Matt Barr. And that's what happened here as Lawrence Tynes kicks the winning field goal in overtime. So, Steve, thanks for joining us. What do you see for the Giants against the Patriots? They played in Super Bowl 42, and it's considered one of the best matchups in the Super Bowl ever. So what do you think we're going to see here in Super Bowl 46?
I think you want to borrow my crystal ball, it sounds like. Well, first of all, the conditions are going to be ideal. You've got 2 elite quarterbacks in Eli Manning and Tom Brady. You've got a Patriots defense that is vulnerable to the big play, although the Patriots are playing better than they had earlier in the year. Now, the first game, the Giants beat the Patriots, what was it, 24-20, I believe. But I think we're going to see a high-scoring Super Bowl, and I'm not going to give you my pick right now, but it should be a great game. Revenge motif for Brady and Belichick, and Coughlin and Manning try to win their second Super Bowl together. I think the networks are delighted to have Giants versus Patriots.
This has been such a rocky year for the Giants, up and down and up and down. At one point, people were calling for Coughlin's job and certainly Fuel's job. And then Eli Manning is either the toast of the town or should be run out of town. Does this kind of cement both Eli's and Tom Coughlin's legacy, Mark?
I think Eli this year, I mean, really all year long was just unbelievable. I mean, this is the best season of his career, and there's no question he was the Giants' best player this year. I think you could make an argument that through 14 games, the Giants probably only had 3 or 4 players who were really excelling, and he was one of them. But obviously, the way he's playing right now is kind of in the playoffs when the stakes are even higher. He's just playing exceptionally. A couple of us talked to Peyton Manning after the game, and Peyton was just saying, how proud he is of him and things like that. And I think the Coughlin thing is much more of kind of a recent revelation. I mean, there is, I think, probably a little bit growing appreciation of who Tom Coughlin is as a coach. I think that, I wrote a week ago or so that this guy actually has a Hall of Fame candidacy that you can make, and you look right now. I mean, that candidacy is getting stronger every week right now.
Serb, I'm not going to ask you for your prediction now, but if you could pick one standout player from each team in the Super Bowl, who do you think is going to stand out for the Giants, and who's going to stand out for the Pats?
Well, Victor Cruz caught 10 balls against the Niners. He is an amazing story and an amazing player. He's tough as nails. And Victor Cruz is some guy that the Patriots are going to have a lot of trouble with. They're also going to have a lot of trouble trying to block Jason Pierre-Paul, as everyone else has trouble blocking him. So those are two guys off the top of my head. And, of course, for the Patriots, besides Brady, obviously, and besides Manning for the Giants, Gronkowski. How are the Giants going to cover this guy? Now, he got banged up a little bit against the Ravens, but came back into the game. But he is a matchup nightmare, and I don't know what Perry Fuel is going to do to stop that guy. And then you still got to worry about Aaron Hernandez,
Right.
and then Wes Welker. But I would say Gronkowski is the guy to worry about.
It should be a great matchup. Mark Hale, thank you so much. Steve Serby, thank you guys so much, both of you.
By the way, it's Hale's first Super Bowl.
Mark, congratulations. They'll both be in Indy. You can read them in the New York Post and on nypost.com, and we'll have more videos as we get closer to the Super Bowl. So stay with us. Guys, get home safe. Look forward to seeing you on the East Coast.
How did I look on this video?
You look great. Thanks for the video you sent us.
As long as you're not
calling. All right, I'm Michael Artsis for Mark Hale and Steve Serby. Thanks for watching.